So this is a video testing the Ignite build DPS using mouse macros. A quick disclaimer here, it's generally frowned upon in the MMO community to have macros that cast multiple abilities in sequence. Even though Carbine has not made an official stance on the matter, a lot of people say it is against the terms of service to have such macros. So please use this at your own risk. I recommend turning off ability queuing before using the mouse macros, because if you queue an additional quick draw, you'll mess up the macro and not cast the Spell Surge Ignite. This is the opener macro. It's what you press to start the fight. It starts with the normal quick draw. After the quick draw, it turns on your innate, which is Spell Surge, and it'll cast Flame Burst in Spell Surge if one of your quick draw crit. If not, it'll move on to the Spell Surge Ignite. After the cast time, it'll use 2 Spell Surge Assassinate and a Spell Surge Quick Draw. And after that, I'll do a normal Quick Draw, which is what I use to signal my need to continue spamming normal Quick Draw until the next rotation. And I put a Flame Burst here, number 3, just in case it didn't crit in the beginning, but one of the assassinates crit. And this is the normal rotation macro. This is what you use over and over again after quick draw spams. It turns on your innate, and it casts the Spell Surge Ignite into the Bug Assassinate, and it casts my Arcane Shock. If it's up, you can always remove this part of the macro if you don't want Arcane Shock within your rotation. And after the GCD on the Assassinate, it'll cast the normal Ignite, and then it'll cast the normal quick draws. The reason why I put 3 quick draws here is sometimes the game lags and it won't cast a normal quick draw. I do it 3 times with a small delay, just in case there's server lag. And here's the macro in action. This is the parse for the mouse macro DPS test video. So you can see it's about 7400, which is 400 more than the in-game DPS meter. But I do think Wildstar logs is more accurate because it depends on which meter you use in-game, the number changes. But it doesn't really matter. The more important part is if you hover over assassinate, you can see that the minimum hit during that test was 8400. That means every single one of the assassinate utilized the bug. It's very important because this means the mouse macro eliminated a human error. I know I don't get the rotation down 100% of the times if I do it manually, and the macro will definitely help people that are not too familiar with the rotation. The number compared to, let's say, if I did it manually, it's about the same, but I had a lot more deflects on my manual run compared to the macro run. It's a lot less deflects, and this is luck because target dummy doesn't have a very high deflect rate. If you use the raid target dummy, you'll see a lot more deflects. So it's really just luck that, you know, I got 7400. It's if I had the same deflect rates, probably 71, 7200. So it's a little less than doing the rotation manually. And if you look on my manual rotation, you'll see that I was able to hit all the assassinates, but this is not always the case. If you look at, let's say, another one, 7700, but it's because I use consumables. And you see the minimum hit was 4700. That means I missed at least one of the hits. I mean, good thing is at least every crit utilized the bug, and it's about similar deflect rate compared to the manual run.